right. Welcome everybody back to BearsBuddy Live. Very excited to be doing this. The season, or what I deem as the season, starts tomorrow. That's right. The rookies need to report, but it's nothing crazy. It's just the rookies reporting. So what does that mean? And, what exactly are we going to expect tomorrow? Well, let's go through it real quick. Tomorrow is just a day for physicals. Tomorrow is just a day when the rookies need to report. That is the beginning of their season. What isn't going to happen is we're not going to have practice tomorrow. It's not a really big deal. No formal or informal named roster list exists anywhere right now. So there are a lot of things that are going to be happening tomorrow. A few names that I'm very excited about are Logan Jones, Sam Roush, Xavier Thomas. Now, the reason that I am excited about those three and not Dylan Thieneman is because I think that Dylan Thieneman has everything that he needs, and we are aware of that. That being said, Logan Jones has a weird position battle for center. Now, I don't think that this is a regular position battle. I think that at center, he is going to be learning from Garrett Bradbury. Say what you will about Garrett Bradbury. The last two seasons, Garrett Bradbury has gone 14-3. So 28-6 is amazing for any center. Now, obviously, he wasn't the weakest part of that line on the Patriots. He wasn't the weakest part of that line on the Vikings either. Garrett Bradbury is a very good center. Now, where his weakness is he's not able to drop the anchor. So if we have a defensive tackle that's going nose up against him, that's where we could get into trouble. That's where Logan Jones long-term is going to be our phenomenal solution. That being said, Ben Johnson has come out and said that this is going to be a competition, but that's just how Ben Johnson plays his offense. Every single day is a competition, and that's how he wants to play it. The thing about it is that Garrett Bradbury, I could see him starting all of our games up until midway. Now, if he doesn't get hurt, if he doesn't cause fumbles, if he is able to anchor himself, I could see Logan Jones not starting at all this year. But if you take a look at what happened to Ozzie Trapillo, what we know about this offensive line, Dan Rochar mixed with Ben Johnson, we do know that we had to go through Braxton Jones, and then we got to Ozzie Trapillo, after we figured out that Theo Benedict wasn't the right guy. So I figure that that's very similar to what this Logan Jones situation is going to be. I think that we could see Garrett Bradbury all next year, and then Logan Jones steps in. I know that Tom Brady is a huge proponent of people getting in, getting experience, and then becoming a starter. We're going to see that with Fernando Mendoza in Las Vegas. Now, going over to Sam Roush, this Sam Roush whole entire thing that's going on with him, he is tight end number 3. When he was brought in, there were questions around Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. Colston Loveland will be our main receiving tight end. That's just how it's going to be. And then Cole Kmet comes in. He is going to be our Y tight end. Essentially, he will be more blocking. He will also receive the ball a fair amount. Where I see Sam Roush fitting in is he is our huge guy. I mean, the guy is 6'6", 270. That is on line with Myles Garrett. Last year, Colston Loveland lined up against Myles Garrett, and he was able to get a chip block against him. And that was phenomenal. But Sam Roush is going to be really integral in this run game. Why I'm so excited about Sam Roush is he's a Stanford guy, and he's very smart. How quick can he get this playbook, and can he get it quicker than Kyle Monangai and quicker than Colston Loveland did last year? If he can, then he is going to be starting day one and making a significant impact. The other thing that I really want to see is his speed real? What I mean by that is he runs a 4.8. For a guy that's 270, 6'6", to run a 4.8 and have good hands, I'm not sold on that yet. We'll see if that's a reality or not. And so that's why I'm really impressed with him and why I want to see, like, is this real? Does the college speed translate to the NFL? And then the third guy is Xavier Thomas. I think that Xavier Thomas is going to be phenomenal. But where does he fit into this crowded wide receiver room? We've got Rome Odunze, we've got Luther Burden, we've got Jahdae Walker, who, again, Jahdae Walker is going to be fighting for wide receiver number 3. Some people are even saying that he's going to be cut. I don't think that any real analytics or, any spokesperson or any real radio personality that's worth their weight is saying that about Jahdae Walker, because Jahdae Walker is a phenomenal talent that we're lucky to have. That being said, we've got Khalif Raymond too. So he is very talented. He knows the Ben Johnson offense from his time in Detroit. So we've got 4 receivers right there. We also have Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller came in. He was at Tampa Bay. He played with Tom Brady. He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. That's a guy that you want in that wide receiver room. Then you have Xavier Thomas. You also have Maurice Alexander in there. You've got a couple of other guys that they've brought in too. So there are a lot of questions around what Xavier Thomas is going to do. Now, with a speedster like Xavier Thomas, a guy that could run a 4.28, there are questions. Can he catch the ball away from his body? Can he really use that speed when the field isn't just open to him? Is that 40 time, or is that twitchy? Is that getting in and out of breaks? That's what we really want to see. From what we saw already from rookie training camp, we saw that maybe Xavier Thomas is the real deal. So it's worth noting, Thomas specifically, most fans and media felt the Bears reached by taking him in round 3, but the internal messaging at Hallis Hall has been more positive on him than the external reaction suggested. That gap between outside perception and inside confidence could be, something that we see a lot in this preseason. I'm excited for it. And then obviously Dylan Thieneman. I don't think that he's worth mentioning, because I think that what we're going to see is a big mind game with Dylan Thieneman. I think that he is good enough to be a starter on an NFL team. He should have gone top 15. The fact that we got him at 25 is absolutely insane. I'm still planning on doing a fantasy league. So if anybody is interested in that, make sure that you could DM me your email address. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on TikTok, make sure that you get those over to me. Send me your email address. My email is bearsbuddychicago@gmail.com. If you want to send those over, I will be doing at least one fantasy league. This time it is a free league. We'll be doing at least one free league so that we could get in. As far as Josh Sweat, as far as our defensive line, there's a lot of questions there. And what Ryan Poles has come out and said is that our secondary is faster than it was before and potentially more skilled, right? If we get Kyler Gordon back, if Jalen Johnson is able to play, if Tyreek Stevenson takes that step up, which he is on a contract year, that is when things can go our way, right? And then this secondary becomes one of note that was only good at turnovers, and now it turns into a secondary that is just top-notch in the league. It could easily swing into a top 10 secondary in the league. So what Dennis Allen and what Ryan Poles are hoping for is that we could get more coverage sacks. What that means is that the quarterback has to hold on to the ball for a little bit longer before they could get rid of it, thus being sacked because of that, as a result of holding onto the ball a little bit more. That's all for the live today. I wanted to hop on here and do 10 minutes with you guys. I love chatting about football. I'm always interested in it. Send me a DM if you want to. I'm excited for tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is just the guys showing up. So there is nothing big that's going on tomorrow. Rookies officially report to Hallis Hall in Lake Forest. Report days are typically physical, equipment locker assignments, and meetings. We already got the photos that came out, so no on-field practice. Veterans will follow on July 28th. That's next week. And then full squad practices generally kick off a day or two after that. So we are looking at, next week, July 30th, August 1st, when we really get to see practice happen. So thanks again. As always, I am BearsBuddy.